everyone. I'm trying out something a little different. I realized that my background, there's no noise. It's always quiet. And I know some of my lives can be long, not lives, videos are long and a little bit boring. So I was like, let me take it back to old school. Y'all remember, let me turn this down first. Do y'all remember when, well, maybe I'm telling my age and I will proudly say that I'm 52 and I'll be 53, God willing, in July. Hey, cancer babies in the house. So, y'all remember back in the day where you used to like do, what is it called? An outgoing message. And you'd be like, hold on. And then you do this. And then you'd be like, hey, thank you for calling Nadira's Novels. Leave your name and number. Yeah. Was it just me? Did y'all do that? Anyway, um, I'm in my pole room, my little bitty tiny room, and just really doing some exercises. And I was like, I had music on. I love music. And I know a lot of y'all love music. So I was listening to music and I said, well, why don't I put that in the background of, when I'm doing my long winded stuff? I don't know if it's going to be a distraction. I got it on low, but let's pull it away a little bit. So yeah, and if y'all ever the what I'm listening to now is Jaheim Age Ain't a Factor. Um, and he's got some really beautiful women in this. Vivica Fox, Stacey Dash, Cynthia Bailey. I remember the video, but I was like, dang, I didn't know he had all these women in there. And it made me think about this sector. Like everyone, the average age is what, 40 to 50, some 60 and 70 year olds in the sector. No one over under 18 is in the sector, I'm sure. But anyway, I did this post, a while ago, 3 days ago, and I realized that I did not make an audio to it, and I wasn't going to, because it was just meant to be a post. But then I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and make a audio to it. And the person who inspires me to do audio is really it's Gemma's World, and I'm not going to tag her to the post because it is about like pole dancing or whatever. But I'll put her link in the comments, and I'm referencing her as well because she and Surette are like super supportive of women. I just needed to say that to y'all because I know that this is a bit different for me to post, like a pole journey. Like, what's she talking about? I don't know, y'all. This I'm trying to jam to my tunes, and I'm like, this is a little loud, it's a little distracting. Okay, so we're gonna go on from here. How about that? Is that a little better without it? I don't know. We're gonna see. I'll listen back to it. But yeah, so I was in It's Gamma's World has two pages in case you guys didn't know. There's also Get Your Big Ass Up. I hope I'm saying that right, and I'll put those in the comments in case you guys want to subscribe to either of her channels. Excellent content on both. And also Suretness K-pop is her channel, and I'll put in the comments as well. And I know, like, I believe she's Haitian, and sometimes she shows meals and just different things. And It's Gamma's World, or Get Your Big Ass Up, she's well, on her It's Gamma's World page, it's a lot of different type of content where men talk, relationship talk, just situational talk, just really convo, adult conversation, not raunchy, but like that type of convo on the Get Your Big Ass Up, which I'm going to really reference in this. It's about her weight loss journey, I believe. And, she discussed things like different health tips, meals, different things that she's encountering. She shares, and her chat is engaging, and they share stuff too. Like there was a lady who talked about the vibrational plates. I don't know if y'all ever seen those or heard about those, and she's lost some weight to that. I really like how her chat interacts. So if I'm not on a live, I usually catch a replay. I think she knows that, but they both are two women who have definitely encouraged me in whatever journey that I'm seeking, right? So I think I said hello to the chat and whatever, and Surette came in the chat and she was like, "Oh, Nadira, I see you, girl. Like I see you on the pole. I'd like to know like how you doing that. You holding yourself up. You just whatever she said. It was really just positive. I mean, just like uplifting. I just thought, damn, she cool as shit. I don't know how anybody could ever like talk down on her. Like, and she cute. And then It's Gamma's World was like, oh yeah, I didn't see one thing, but Nadira, now I ain't gonna get up on no pole, girl. But you see me. Well, even if she joked, and even if that's something that's not her cup of tea, she didn't put it down. She didn't make fun. She didn't call me pudgy. Yo, why you got your fat ass on? But she didn't. Her immediate go-to wasn't just to down someone, and why would I expect anything less? Not her character. Anyway, so back to this whole my post. So Hi everyone, I'm going to put the audio there and my pole fitness journey, and I put a little turkey or chicken leg or whatever that is, and I put a little fairy. So I really wanted to name this this kind of segment or a part of me, rotisserie chicken, or because when you're on there and you're twirling, you do kind of feel like a rotisserie chicken. Or and I hate to think about it this way. I almost thought, since I'm such a pudgy girl, maybe I'm like a pig on the what is it called, guys? I want to call it a spit, but I don't know if that's the correct terminology. Anyway, there's another young lady who's on different socials, and she refers to her pole fitness journey, and she's a plus size gal herself, and she calls it like rotisserie chicken chronicles or something of that nature. I follow her, and I just think it's absolutely cool. I didn't want to purposely use something that someone else is using. But and also, my mother told me a long time ago, when someone says some things to hurt your feelings, try to take those words and turn it into something positive for yourself. So along with that, I spoke with my niece. My family is aware of anything that I do, from the poll to being in this sector to all that kind of stuff. So there's not really much that people can shame you. When you take that power away from them, like what? And then you have to think about women who try to shame other women for basic shit. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me, which is why I'm glad that I am sharing a bit more of this. And because the amount of positive. Now, there's negative in anything, in any sector, in any community, in anything like that. There's going to be your negative people, right? And we're women. Well, a lot of women are petty all the time, so it is what it is. But the overwhelming support is driving me bananas, because I was thinking, from sitting in this sector for so long, I just thought, oh, black women, that's all the thing they do. First thing they want to do is talk about your weight, your hair, your man, your mate, your husband. The first thing they want to do is find something to pick apart from you. But when you step outside of this sector, you see all women aren't like that, whether virtually or in person. All black women aren't like that. So I thought, oh, okay, what better way to portray that is to share a part of my journey. So of course, the women on the Blue app, they do know this, and I'm glad I held off on posting anything until like the group decreased. So the women knew before I came out here, and I know that they're like, oh Lord, just be prepared for everybody to start talking shit about you, girl. I know they're thinking about that, but I don't even care about that, ladies. What I do care about is that the people who got it, right? And it's Gamma's World and Serenus K-pop. Well, definitely women who got it, and then the women who are in the group. I don't need to name y'all. Hey boo, I see you. Anyway, that's why I made this post. So I don't think I was just coming out for that reason, but also the lady who hurled those insults at me to put me down and shame me. She said, come out here and show the world that you pudgy. Come out here and show the world that you smoke Black and Miles. Come out here and show the world you ugly and contacts and this and that. I mean, all of those things that she said, y'all didn't know that? I mean, I make little videos that, oh, I like this song, y'all. Should I put it back on so y'all can hear? I'm looking at the videos too. That's gonna be a distraction. I totally have ADHD, y'all. This video is gonna be longer than I intended, because I ain't even got started yet. Because like, look at this. Good music. Let me say this, y'all. Whenever you're feeling a little down, or someone's really getting on your nerves, and especially being in this sector, I don't know how y'all deal with y'all mental, but music is really good for the soul. Like, put some music on. You don't have to be on the pole. You don't have to be sexy dancing. You don't have to be in heels. None of that. You can be in your muumuu and your bonnet, and just put on some grooves, some old tunes. I'm old school. I like older stuff. I like R&B stuff. Now some of the little new stuff I can get into, but yeah, I'm more old school with it. Anyway, I wanted to get all my points across. Y'all know how I do. So that's the reason why I'm making audio for this. I didn't want to do audio, so I was just like, here's the post. It is what it is. When y'all start seeing me post some little stuff, I want you to know why I'm posting it, type of thing. But also, my niece is graduated from college, and she has a degree in marketing. So I went to her and I said, so what would you suggest for me? And she looked, of course, at my page, and she's familiar with my page and stuff anyway. So she was like, well, first of all, you do realize that you have two brands here, don't you? And I was like, no, like I wasn't thinking about taking anything this far. Me and my little 16 followers and $16. By the way, I'm not monetized on any of this, and that's not a goal. So my niece was like, yeah, so you're Nadira's Novels, and she got why it's called that, and she was like, huh, that's like really cool. Now let me just say, I'm not a published author, although there are women in this sector who are. Granny K is one. We call her Auntie Karen, but she's also another, a published author. I admire these women. I think that's awesome. I just like to write. I like to read and I like to write. I always kind of been somewhat of a nerd, so that's kind of been my thing. But then the Dearest Novels things, because you guys made fun of how much I talked and I wrote and I this and that or whatever. So insult turned it around for me. Thank you. And then the second thing was pudgy. So I called myself the Pudgy Polar, or my sister and my niece was like, oh, I hate that word pudgy. Why did that girl call you pudgy? And I was like, I don't know. It was meant to insult me. And I was making little clips. It's usually when my better half we go on date nights and stuff. And I usually would film him. And of course he smokes, like the ganja, the Black and Milds, the cigarettes, whatever he smokes. He's a grown man. He can do what he want to do. So, she saw my hand and or his hand, and was like, oh, you smoke, you this and that. So I made a 420 post and I put some of that him smoking in it. And I was looking at his hands like, I mean, he a man and he definitely a manly man, child. And he, he has a trade. He has an actual skill. So he works with his hands. So I was like, huh, okay. She's saying his hands look like mine. I get a pedicure and a manicure. Well, and my nails done often. And she talked about my red nails, but now all of a sudden I got ugly spotted up hands or whatever it was. But anyway, these were insults that she made for me. So I said, no, guys, pudgy. Pudgy is going to be how I deal with some of my journey with this pole thing. And even the pole community was like, girl, call yourself pudgy, what kind of shit is that? And I found myself explaining, and even a lot of people who aren't familiar with this sector, they're like, so let me get this straight. Y'all over 40 and 50 years old, y'all sitting around calling each other fat and pudgy and stuff. And I was like, hey, I haven't said not one thing about her, about whatever. So now I'll call a bully because that's what they are. But no, people who actually aren't familiar with this sector and listen to it, dumbfounded. Like the pole world are like, you gotta be shitting me. There's people, and a lot of plus size polars deal with the stigma of, oh, you're fat, you shouldn't be doing this and that. So they have their own cost to bear. So they would never say something to someone else. If they see you, child, you 90 pounds to 290 getting on that pole, they're like, you go, bitch, you doing a good job. That's their like thing. It's just, and I'm like, I don't understand. And then after all the shenanigans of seeing people with a bigger back and all this kind of stuff, you wonder, well, damn, why do these people talk about other people? Because like for a minute, you guys look down, because I'm looking down, look down at yourself, whether you're sitting up or laying down, look down. If you see your tummy more than you see your boobs, you pudgy your damn self. Like, I mean, it just didn't get. But anyway, the word, I took it to embrace it. How, what? A long time ago, Oprah, guys have ever followed her, millionaire, right? And some people care for her, some people don't. But she said, let me turn this down, guys. She said, people said my name was ugly, I was ugly, blah, blah, blah. Every damn thing that woman has, her whole brand is Oprah. The damn old magazine, her network was Oprah Winfrey Network. She knew her name was ugly because people told her name was ugly. So she took that and made her whole brand about that. Again, I encourage y'all to do the same. Okay, so we're like 10 minutes in and I'm finally getting into my damn whatever I'm trying to say. Oh shit, another jam. I'm not gonna be able to do this, y'all, because I'm gonna be trying to listen to the music. Anyway, was sharing my pole fitness journey. So I said I've owned a pole for over 8 years. When I first got it, I went to exactly one class before giving up and sliding it under my bed. Yeah, see, I can't. I'm gonna be listening to that. Lord, can y'all imagine how I am in a class? All over the place. Anyway, there it stayed until now. So yeah, I bought a pole and I took one class and I was like, ooh, and I was even smaller than I am now. So to look at me, I don't think that people would automatically, well, fat isn't the first word I think that comes when you look at me, but like her word, she couldn't call me very well fat because she's looking at me like, damn, well, this bitch ain't on my 600-pound life. So she's not fat. What can I call her? Pudgy. Because she sit in the car, she pudgy. So the pudgy word, I guess, meant for my midsection, which she's right. And a lot of black women, we hold weight in our midsection. You know what that is too? That's hormonal, right? you're a woman, and black women, of course, and we suffer from a lot of different things, but it's hormonal. So for me to get some of that under control, I'm moving my body more. I'll get into that. So outside of the usual YouTube drama, I realized I needed a positive outlet for my time in fitness. I started with my walking pad. Now, Tea Time with Chrissy was one who was big on the going outside for a walk. She also got a walking pad. Like, she had a walking pad like some years now. And she used to post before the train riders came into her chat or her group. She used to post like her on her walking pad. She's like, yeah, girls. And she used to do lives like, yeah, girls, I'm in here. I'm on my walk pad. So what y'all doing for today? Y'all get moved, blah, blah, blah. She used to do stuff like that, right? And people who follow her from way back in the day know that she used to walk outside in the area. Like, I remember one time a little dog was chasing her, but she was walking and she was like, y'all get out and move your body. She used to post her running up and down steps. She's always been a component of move your body, move your body. Y'all stop, I'm putting my readers on. This is how old I am. To read my own stuff. Anyway, outside of the usual YouTube drama, I realized I needed a positive outlet for my time and fitness. I started with my walking pad and followed workouts from Jessamy Douglas on the Blue app. Thank you. Everyone knows too. And she was made fun of for like, she used to do planks she created a plank challenge, and I moderated the group. So I would put different challenges that she would I'd put it under one tab so people would know where to find it. She did planks. She would put in different stuff. She's always been about move your body at any age. We don't have to be sedentary. You could even, she used to say, even with, if you aren't really mobile now, take what did she say, can bottles of, I say bottled waters. I think she was saying soup cans. Everybody got like some soup cans, some lima bean cans, some corn cans, whatever you got. Take some cans, and these are different ways you can use cans if you don't have dumbbells or whatever. Then gradually increase. She was always talking about that. So I did. And because pole, you need not just, your upper body strength, it's all over strength, because you're using your shoulders, your legs, your arms, your core, your tummy, your ankles, and your the stronger you are, the better you are. But people say you don't really need to do that. You can learn strength from actually doing pole. And then they have things that are called pole conditioning, which is almost just using the pole for different exercises, from sit-ups, you can do side crunches, all types of things that I'm learning, and that my muscle tone has gotten a lot better. And I really attribute that to Jessamy Douglas, who has started me out like, girl, you ain't got no dumbbells, grab a can, do this and that. Okay, and then she started, after the train riders left, she was posting more, and she posts herself, and she was posting forms and all types of stuff she was sharing. And she's sharing this for free, because if you guys know, personal trainers cost. So like, she's sharing info for free. And also, you can Google stuff for yourself. You can YouTube, you can TikTok, you can Instagram, any social sites. You can put in, hey, how do I tone my arms? Hey, how do I get a bigger booty? Hey, how do I get rid of my big back? Even Chat GPT can come up with all types of things for you. But the fact that you have people that are there encouraging you, I guess it's kind of like, a virtual support is how it was. So I was saying thank you to her. My muscle tone is already improving. It was starting to get there. But since I have ADHD, I get bored fast. I need something that keeps my short attention span engaged, as y'all see. So I pulled the pole back out. I told my family I was getting my big butt back on it. And as always, they're super supportive of my shenanigans. They are. After a few virtual classes, I quickly learned that lifting my own body weight is hard as hell. Woo, but the pole community is incredible. Every size, every background, zero judgment, just pure support. Seeing the girlies reach out and cheer me on made me realize I need to start posting to show that I'm serious. And I really was saying kind of on other platforms, because like on TikTok or Instagram or something is where those girlies really hang out. They don't hang out too much on YouTube unless they're sharing tutorials on how to do different spins, how to do pole conditioning, just different things like that. But usually they're on other sites. So I said, I am serious. So let me start sharing, because I share them. I'm all in their comments like, you go girl and you do this and that. That's just, it's an uplifting feeling to uplift somebody else. I don't know if many in the sector know that or feel that. Well, there's some. It's Gamma's World and Saret. So anyway, I'm not good yet. But I can finally hold myself up. I'm still working on the fireman spin. My goal, that's usually the first spin that they teach you. My goal is more control. Like, I don't want to just be swirling around, It's one thing to just get up there and play around with it, but they actually teach you form. So more control and more hang time, and you build strength everywhere. My inner monologue is literally like, stay up there longer, bitch. But hey, everyone starts somewhere. And I think about a lot of things, how people are quick in this sector to insult, that bitch, motherfucker, raggedy. And I thought, what if they could put an encouraging word before the bitch? So wouldn't it be like, oh, she kind of cute, bitch. She lifted her fat ass up, motherfucker. I don't. Anyway, I said, to the pole community, I'm open to all tips and constructive criticism. I really didn't think there would be too many pole people over here in this sector listening or whatever. To those curious, because, you may be. I said, if you want to tap into your feminine side and get strong, I meant stronger, take a class. The encouragement between women, and there are some men, in this space is like nothing I've ever seen. Note, while I'm not a midnight ballerina, I have total respect for the profession. No slander tolerated here. So, pole fitness, pole dance, pole whatever is associated with strippers, and then you take strippers associated with sex work, I guess would be a better way to put it. So, all things can be true. There can be more than one thing true, right? So what I mean by that is everyone who touches a pole, who gets on a pole, isn't a stripper, isn't a sex worker, and all sex workers aren't vile or whatever the demeaning stuff for them are. So I am entering their world. They created this. They created the sensuality, the pole dance, the heels. It goes back in time, right? It is truly what you make it, what you perceive. However, me learning to be a part of their world, I would never criticize. I'm not going to criticize. And now, what the kind of lingo is midnight ballerina. So if you say that, you're thinking that, okay, this person may work in a club or may they do that or whatever. So I've met in real life and virtually women who are midnight ballerinas, who are strippers. Total and utter respect for them before and after my pole journey, right? Before I ever touch a pole, still have respect, because again, you a woman, you getting out, you getting yours, you hustling, you whatever you doing, I'm respecting that. Stay on your grind. How about that? But then stepping into their world, trying to get my big ass up this damn pole, I'm like, holy shit, do I have respect for y'all? Because to lift this pudginess up an inch off to make this look kind of attractive, to be in these from 5 inches all the way to 9-inch stilettos pumps in the club. This is ridiculous, man. Your ankles hurt. I can imagine a big back, a flat foot. Oh, and let me just say this. I don't have an arm. I have flat feet. So I ain't never going to be in just some slides. Now, I like Croc. I'll wear a good Croc, but to be in this heels, and I encourage y'all, if you have a pole studio near you or something like that, take a class. Just take one class and see the women be supportive. See your instructor be supportive. Just the difference in that. But I mean, it's not for everybody. But what I meant by that is, no, I'm not. If you on a post somewhere or something and you're criticized, first of all, on different platforms, you're not gonna criticize anyone who's stripping. They're gonna put you in your place. I ain't gotta do nothing. But I meant as far as whatever I share in my journey, I just didn't want you coming to my platform thinking that, oh, it's okay to down someone who does this professionally. It's not. Anyway, also polars wear little to no clothing because your skin is the best adhesive, literally keeping you on the pole. I'm not too skimpy yet, but I get why sports bras and bikini bottoms are common outfit for polars. I do, because when my virtual classes, I'm in my own home and I have a pole and stuff like that, I'm still in like a t-shirt, and I was in t-shirts. And remember those things, guys? They used to call them biker shorts. I don't know what they call them now, but biker shorts, I'm in there like that. And you can always tell somebody who's new to pole because they do show up like that. In a one-on-one or in-person class, same thing. I felt like, oh, I need to have on this. I need to be covered up. Meanwhile, the chicks virtually and in person got on bikinis. And so one chick told me, she was like, the best thing for you to do is invest in some bathing suits. And I'm looking at her like, girl, first of all, I can't swim. That's something on the agenda. As old as I am, I need to learn how to swim. But I ain't being in no two piece. And she was like, girl, if you ain't starting out in two piece, get your one piece. And I was like, well, let me hit up Shein and Temu and see what they talking about. So I did get one or two bathing suits. I was like, I still don't feel comfortable in that shit. When I got not even a little bit better, when I first realized that, okay, I can hold my body weight up now, because a lot of pole conditioning is what I was after first, like to get tone my body tone more, to tone up this pudginess, right? Although pudginess helps out some. So I realized this one instructor that I had, she was like, okay, now listen, you got to get your crotch right up in there, okay? I know you don't want to hear it. She literally had on bikini bottoms, and she had a nice shave, a mean shave. And I said, God damn, if nothing more, got GOT. If nothing more, this is going to force me, because we're out of winter now. I don't know how y'all are in the winter months, but I'm not constantly going to get a wax and doing all those things in the winter months. You know, I shave my legs, of course, all the time or whatever. But now I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to just, for GP, make sure everything is maintained, because you seeing everything. Now I don't have a bunch of cellulite, I don't have that, but again, I have this pudge. So just you have to get over that hump of being secure within your own body. And especially if you've been in this sector where someone is using whatever to talk down on you, but you do have self-doubt. So I'm like, damn, I'm coming up with this, and then in person I'm coming up with this, and they seeing all this, and I have said that to instructors, to other polars or whatever, and they looking at me like, bitch, if you don't hike your shit up and let's get it in. And I was like, okay, I get it. But why they are skimpy a bit is because your skin is the best. And a lot of people, they'll tell you, if you really get into it, like, you shouldn't be lotioned up and all this kind of stuff. They have grip aids and everything. Some people have different types of poles. Pole is cold at first. There's so many things that I'm just now really learning, and it made more sense to me why they chose little to nothing clothes. Now it's sexy as hell, and I don't care even if you a big girl. That shit fine as fuck. It really is sexy. It does bring out that your inner self you didn't know that you had. It does bring that out, especially you got some heels on and some that I'm still not. I may get there, but right now it really is just a journey for me, and I'm enjoying the journey, But yeah, so that's why, in case anyone wanted to know. And I'm an aesthetics girl. So I love the beauty and gracefulness of this sport. Some people consider it a sport. Some people consider it a profession. Some people consider it fitness, whatever label you have for it. I respect it, and I think it's graceful and it's beautiful. They make it look easy, but it is not. It's not. Much respect to anyone who gets on a pole. You touch a pole, shout out to you. I'll always share with the ladies on the Blue app, hey y'all, and the pole community that I'm becoming affiliated with. But I wanted to claim my own story here first before anyone else tries to. Happy to be putting my energy into something that makes me feel good. Yes, that's my tiny room. Used to be my little office. Now it's a pole room. In case you looked at my short and y'all like, oh, she got lights and shit up. She got, whatever. You know how this sector is. And some people in the sector barely find anything nice to say about anyone else. Although, I've been nice to them. But it's hard to say something nice to me. Like, damn. Anyway, so yes, my little pole room used to be an office. Well, it still kind of is. My mom and my sister joke like, girl, you got a juke joint. Because, the little clip, I got lights going on and I got mirrors up, So I did decorate it a little differently. I'll have to work out my office space to a tiny corner. Yeah, like, so my little office area, I was like, dang. But this one little extra room, and it was office space, and the room is small. To me, it's definitely not big enough to really pole dance in. But if you're a beginner, you're not spreading out, you're not doing too many laybacks, you're not doing a lot, so you just need like a little surface, a circle around your pole. Like I spoke with someone, and she was like, yeah, girl, that circle is gonna be good for you for a few months, even to a year, till you really get good. Now, if you're trying to, showcase something, then you can go to a studio and use their pole, and they have the space for it. But yeah, I'm renting my house. I don't come out here and say, oh, I own this, I own that, or whatever. And I definitely am not bashing. Will never think to bash anyone who owns anything. Like land, or they own a trailer, they own a piece of a tree, whatever it is that they own. You should be proud. Black people should strive for, especially women, ownership. So like I posted in that group, hey, somebody bought a home. That's awesome. No, their road dogs didn't think to post that, but I did, but I'm a bitch and I'm pudgy and I'm ugly anyway. So yeah, so that was my little thing. My mother, so you guys will see like the Asian flowers, or not flowers, what are they? Because one of them has flowers on it. It's fan. My mother used to be into the Asian motif, the feng shui, the whatever. Man, this lady got so much Asian stuff. Like I was looking at mom like, like what is your name now? Chung Lee, because like what? And that's shout to Nicki Minaj. But she was like, no. So she'd bought some more stuff and she'd given me these two fans, and I always thought that they were too pretty, because I would be encouraging her like, mom, let's not, like, I mean, that's your style, it is what it is or whatever. But she was like, I bought new ones or what, like, do you want these? And I thought they were pretty. Like, I normally would have been like, girl, if you don't get them to Goodwill or Salvation Army or something. But I thought it's pretty and it's a part of her, and I know the longevity in it. I know when she first got it, when she started with the whole Asian theme, I was like, I said, well, I'm making my pole room. And if you think of, I don't know, when I think of like Asian motif, I think of, I don't even want to say massage parlors or whatever. I've had one massage my whole life, and I thought, oh, I would, myself and my significant other, I would take him and we should get one together, like a couples massage. I think would be like cool and unique. But anyway, she'd given me those, and I was like, I know where. And I had them just in the garage for a little bit, like I ain't putting that nowhere. Then I thought, I'm a pole room, and I figured out kind of how I wanted. It's just me in the freaking room. It's my room, I can do what I want. So I was like, okay. But I realized that when you make clips, and also when you take virtual classes or whatever, people get to see your motif, which kind of describes how you are. And I didn't want, I shouldn't care. Like my 23-year-old niece is literally like, why do you even listen to those people on YouTube? Like, she's just so annoyed with that girl calling me pudgy. She don't know what in the world to do. And I'm like, girl, like, that's my niece, that's my heart. She cared about her TT. So she was like, yeah, like, why do you worry? And I was like, you know what, you're right. It's not about worrying or whatever about what someone thinks. It's just, I know the sector and how it is. And if I feel like I should share some things, I wanted kind of to know why I was sharing it. But so her advice to me was, I think you should just do another page. You should do a whole nother whatever platform as far as your pole journey is concerned, because that is a brand, and people, are looking from young to old. They're looking, and it really is very popular on different sites. So I was like, or different apps. I was like, you're right. But I'm accustomed to this whole Nadira novels crap, and I feel that suits me. I think this whole pole journey is just a very small piece of my life and what I agree to share. But I am happy to be learning. I'm excited for the people that I've met. Anyway, so I don't know, but I wanted to share with y'all, my little 2 followers, in case I do create a new page. That's the reason why. I didn't want people to think, well, somebody ran her off, or they done doxed her and this girl on the pole and this, whatever it is that they are using or would say to make me feel bad. It is what it is. But if I were to do something like that, it's because I took my niece's advice, and people pay for a marketing person's advice. But I was like, this is considered a hobby to me. This whole Nadira's novels, and this is truly a hobby. I'm not really serious about that. I'm serious about as far as learning more about pole and seeing what my body can do, and also toning up and really getting in shape. I that part I'm really eager for. But there's ups and downs with poles too. Like, every day you're not going to be able to grip or stay on long, and I'm people that are sharing the journey. So if I'm not over here as much, then that's kind of why. But there are still people that I follow over here. And let me just say this lastly: if you change what you're looking, your algorithm changes. So like I still get people who I follow, just like It's Gamma's World and Saretna's K-pop, and there are more content creators over here that I actually really like their content, where they're not always bashing someone or whatever that I follow. I'm gonna always be a ride or die for Tea Time with Chrissy, and I love her personality. So, and she's been extremely supportive. Like, girl, I don't care, that's sexy. It may not be for her, but she didn't down it. She was just like, you looking kind of sexy. I see you, girl. And I know I did share with her kind of before I shared with other people. I shared with the group too, because I was thinking, I don't know if I do share this out. And they're so protective of me that they're like, oh God, naughty. They gonna talk shit. You already know it. And I was like, maybe not. I'm a small fish out here. They shouldn't be. They said they wouldn't stud me anyway. My pudgy self, they blocked me. They did this and that. So it's just y'all. So I'm sharing it for that reason. But anyway, so then I said, what are you you guys' hobbies? I know some of you cook, so write books. Surprisingly, this is a very creative sector of women. It really is. And you know what? Again, since that group, Chrissy's group, decreased, the women, their personalities are coming out more. They're, oh my gosh, we've got chefs, we've got juicers, we've got all types of different careers, we've got entrepreneurs. These women have the money because that they're donating or that they drop off because they have businesses. Not, let me repeat that, not one business, but businesses. I can learn from all of those women. They're opening up their husbands, their lives, their travel. So when people are sitting around going, they can't travel, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, there's a lot of them that do. They just aren't really putting it out here like that because it's not for your consumption. And I respect that. But I see you ladies. There's my song of the day, which I don't even know what it was. My first spin and shoes. So let me just say this. Oh, then my little thing. I got two things to say about that. So my first spin and shoes. I encourage you guys, even if you're not interested in pole and stick, whatever negative thing you have in your head about it, okay, I get it. But let me just say this. As women, get yourself some fun shoes, y'all. And let me tell you this. Unless I'm going to really take this somewhere, I'm not getting shoes over $50. So I just bought my second pair. The second pair are these black ones, but my first pair were the clear. Everybody know that strippers are kind of considered, oh, they got those clear heels. One of my instructors, she was like, yeah, you get yourself some. Well, I want boots because they have more ankle support. So she was like, I feel you on that. But like your first, like really stripper pair of shoes should kind of be, it's debate on that. You can get the boots or you can get the clear sandals. So I chose to get the clear sandals, and those were maybe $25, if that. So, and well, let me tell y'all, I put them things on and I almost broke my neck at first, but it makes you, it elongates your legs. I am very short, as that girl said, pudgy. It elongates your legs. It makes your butt sit up. Okay, if you can take 2 steps in some shoes. So even if not that, if you want to get you some kitten heels and you want to put those on, you don't have to have a man, you don't have to have a husband or whatever. Do it for you. Buy you some cute little shoes and just I don't know, on a Saturday, on an evening or something, put you on some whatever, your Teddy Pendergrass, whoever you like listening to, and sashay around your house. Okay, make yourself feel good. Ow, do that and just see, like, I don't know, with the whole in this community, they support that, like feeling good about yourself. I like Lizzo, Fine as Hell. Think of those songs. When women liberating to women, not for anybody else before them. I should have been, in this community, or I picked up a pole and did some shit, because I was like, so anyway, get yourself some fun shoes. No matter if they kitten heels, no matter if they ballet flats, whatever you doing, and put some music on and get it, girl. Get it, girl. Encourage yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and dance like nobody's looking. Yeah, some of y'all probably already do this, okay? But the fun shoes, my sister, my sister can walk in stilettos. Okay, my sister's 45 and she looked like she's 21, and she loves to dress her ass off. Okay, I've never been that one. When I worked outside the home and had to give presentations, I hated. I didn't want to dress up. I was like, ah. I didn't want to do that. I like very casual stuff, but when I had to, I'm very short, so heels obviously made me look tall, and you command a room when you look the part. So my mom always taught me that, and I get it. But now I'm older and it is for fun. I got the fun shoes, and now I'm addicted. I got some more. The first pair was a clear one. I got these black ones, and then now my next pair I think will be some boots, because I do want the lace up ability, and it helps you get up the pole, because that now the leather is hooking at your ankle. I love now like ankle spins, because I can't get, it's a knee spin I tried today, y'all, and bust my damn face. So I'm just like, ooh, I can't get that. But this picture comes from a clip, and I have the clip in one of my shorts. So, some of you guys have suggested using Chat GPT for stuff. Man, I like when y'all talk about that. So I put my little clip video. My video is maybe 30 seconds, if that. The girls in the group have seen the video, and they was like, okay. And they talked about the shoes. They was like, damn, those shoes are taller than me, girl. And I laughed about it. But in the clip, I did like an ankle spin. I forgot the name of the actual spin. And so, but you really just see my shoes going around the pole. And it was a sexy look. But man, walking in those is kind of a tough feat. But they tall, and they definitely make you look good, make your legs look good, especially my short, pudgy ass legs. So, where was I going with that? Oh, so I put in Chat GPT and I said, hey, can you make me a caricature from any part of this video? So Chat GPT came out with a true caricature, child, but it had it white, right? And I was like, Chat GPT, this ain't what the hell is this? And you know what it reminded me of? So movie buffs will remember this. There was a Christmas movie, and I don't know if it's called damn, I don't know what it was, but it was a Christmas movie, and the little kid name was like Ralphie or Mikey or something, and the dad ordered a lamp that looked like this leg, but it was a white lamp and it had fishnets on, and the little boy Ralphie was rubbing the leg like ooh, and when it came out of the package it said fragile, and the dad was like fragile. Somebody dropped down and tell me what the name of that damn movie is, and the little kid was rubbing the leg and like and the mom was like oh, well, the caricature that Chat GPT came up with looks like my leg, but it was a white person's leg. And I was like, this ain't Chat GPT. So then I told Chat GPT and I was like, can you say that 3 times fast? I was like, can you make my leg a little darker? Like, I don't think it takes prompts as far as make this a black person leg, right? But it took the clip from my video, and this is actually it. This is my poll room, and that's how the clip was. So then when it made my leg darker, I was like, okay, now that looks like me. And then you obviously see the little pudge. I said, well, damn, I didn't even have to tell you. It took from a still from my actual video and made this. And I said, well, okay, this is exactly how it is. So then, I hit my sister and my niece up and I said, so what y'all think about this? Of course, my niece is excited. I was like, yes, that's your brand. Like, that's your little logo or whatever. And I was like, girl. And then my sister said, I just don't like that name Pudgy. And then so she was like, what about plush? And I was like, that sounds like a pillow. What you trying to say? I'm a stuffy? She was like, plush, and pudgy. I was like, say that 3 times fast. Plush, pudgy, pole, chronicles. And she said, well, chronicles, are you going to be talking about like your journey? Yeah. So she said, yeah, well, that fits. So anyway, that's how that whole thing came about. And there are my hashtags: plush and pudgy, pole chronicles, pole fitness, pole community, baby polar, turkey spinning, out of the blue. That was the first song that I did that too. So anyway, it is a journey, and just like most fitness things, you fall off, but you get back on, right? So just like better eating, you fall off, but you get back on. Most important thing is surround yourself with people who's going to encourage whatever your goals are, and that's what I chose to do. So I just wanted to share that part of me. This is so long. I'm so sorry. I didn't plan for it to be that long, but I'm glad I did. I got to get that out. Thank y'all, whoever listened. Okay, bye.